Hello and welcome to Game 7 for Pakistan versus New Zealand. I cannot believe what I'm reading here. 86 for 5 New Zealand after 27.5 overs. Wahab Riaz is into bowl to Colin de Granholm, who's given some Pakistani fans sleepless nights in the past as he slashes away onto the offside. 28 overs gone now. New Zealand are 86 for 5 at a run rate of just 3. I've watched a little bit of this game coming towards the commentary box. I've seen a wicket fall here. Sometimes you have to rub your eyes twice to see what's happening. It is absolutely unbelievable. It is a scary, scary thought when Pakistan start believing and the fans start having hope. It's a dangerous feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. And it's happening right now in front of our eyes. If we can beat New Zealand today, the World Cup is wide open. It's all over again, and the losses against India, the loss against Australia, the washout against Sri Lanka seems like it happened ages ago. Shadab Khan has picked up the priceless wicket of Williamson with a leg spinner with a feather edge that was well taken by Sarfraz Ahmed. And that wasn't even his best catch of the day after he took an absolute blinder for off of Shaheen Afridi's bowling earlier in the day. And wow, what a miraculous comeback Shaheen has had. At one point he was bowling at 3 for 9 in this innings. And he just got his length wrongs throughout the World Cup, but today he's shown up. He's shown up as that young 19-year-old bowler that Pakistan had put their faith on. They were banking on him for this World Cup as well, and he's come through today at the biggest stage of them all. Shadab Khan as well, continuing into his 6th over. He's only given away 13 runs. He's got a wicket as well, and that wicket that might surmount to the entire match. How important was that from Kane Williamson? A huge wicket, and Haris Sohail knew it right away. The captain knew it right away. And Mohammad Amir, he opened up New Zealand right away with the Martin Guptill, who's struggling for form a little bit. First ball absolutely bowled him. And I think that set the tone for Pakistan. But they have a 12th man in their side, Pakistan, and that's the Birmingham crowd. 20,000 strong. I can't find a New Zealander in the crowd for the life of me. It is an unbelievable show up from the Pakistani fans. We've been giving them a lot of stick, the fans, for the past couple of weeks for not supporting the team well enough. Or big appeal from Shadab, but it's going down the leg side. It's 87 for 5 after 28.3. We've been giving the Pakistani fans a lot of stick for the kind of reactions, the overreactions that happened after some of the losses in this World Cup. But they showed up at Lord's. It was a full house. It felt like it was a capsule of Lahore, the stadium last week. And they've shown up here again today in numbers with full support, decked out in green. And two of our good friends are also there, Burhan and Clive, who are sending across images and videos that you can see on our Instagram, Change of Pace. But what a remarkable achievement this has been so far by the Pakistani bowlers. It's important that they take advantage of this, close out this innings as soon as they can. They're probably going to look for all 10 wickets. They've got a slip and a leg slip in place for Shadab, a short mid-wicket as Jimmy Neesham it's been difficult for him. He's an aggressive player naturally, but he has found it difficult amongst the rest of his colleagues to get going against this Pakistani bowling attack, who's really showing up. You have to say the pitch is very Pakistani in its nature, holds up a bit, so whatever score New Zealand get here, Pakistan will have to bat well to achieve it. Take a look at some of the comments that are coming in. Fahad is in. Shaheen's line and length was almost freak-like today. Arslan Farid is saying it's setting up nicely for an India-Pakistan semifinal. I'm not gonna think that far ahead, Arslan. I mean, those are some scintillating thoughts, but we're not gonna get carried away. There's a lot more to do for this Pakistan side, and from what we know of them, we'll beat Bangladesh, we'll beat New Zealand, we might lose to Afghanistan. So you just need to keep your expectations in check. Gopi Mia Kawal, welcome back. There were those Indians in New Zealand clothes, and then he's followed that up with a few superlatives we can't repeat on air. We had called actually Mystic Sohail had called the Shadab Khan to Williamson dismissal on our Instagram feed, as he does so well. As this is slashed away from de Granholm, well out wide outside off, and Wahab is like a bottle of wine. This man, the older the ball gets, the better he gets, and he's bowling into his 5th over. He's just given away 12 runs as de Granholm slashes at it, almost gets the outside edge, and Sarfraz's captaincy, well, that there's a lot of comparisons to this side, and there always is during a Pakistani World Cup campaign about the '92 victory. I'm gonna distance myself from that. I'm gonna distance change of pace from that and say these are Sarfraz's men. This is Sarfraz's team, and they're building their own legacy here. But that is an absolutely wonderful shot from de Granholm, driven straight back behind the bowler for 4 down to long on. Much needed boundary from New Zealand, 92 for 5 after 29.2. Sergio, you keeping your emotions in check. There's a lot happening. We've started to believe again.
Wow.
Wow.
Owen Wilson wows.
Oh, Wilson, yeah.
All around. Unbelievable, Jeff.
It really is. It's
Crooked bloody hell.
I mean, you expect so many things from this team, but they always do the unexpected. And the one Kiwi amongst the 20,000 Pakistanis here today is going to applaud that boundary, and so it should, because it was a wonderful shot. Oh, he almost beat the outside edge of de Granholm again. Wahab Riaz in that corridor of uncertainty. 92 for 5.
I think we're going to run out of Pakistan cricket cliches by the end of this match.
I almost had to pull over while I was driving here when those flurry of wickets when Shaheen Afridi was bowling. He was kind of been the weak link of our attack, considering that he wasn't supplementing or complementing Amar's wonderful bowling on one end, but today he's been the lead. He's kept it tight. He's picked up the wickets. Wahab continuing here with a short ball right into the neck of de Granholm. And a direct hit. But I reckon Colin is well in here. I think they play a little bit of T20 cricket together, de Granholm and Wahab Riaz.
Where?
I think in the Caribbean. But I don't know if they're on the same team, but I know that they're involved. De Granholm hasn't featured in the PSL yet. Oh, this is mighty close. This is mighty close. It's out.
On the line is out.
Oh, I think on the line belongs to the umpire, but
There's
I think
no
Colin might just be marginally in.
He's in.
I think he's marginally in. We have to take a look at this angle. Oh, he's in, yeah. Unfortunately, he is in. But by a hair, and you have to say, not for the lack of effort, de Granholm was really struggling there. Didn't really put in a dive either. Should do better. 92 for 5. Another close call.
Gopi Mia Kawal Musad, who's joining you today on the mic.
Sarkhel is joining me.
Sarkhel, because बाकी commentators, पैसे कमा रहे हैं, busy हैं, actual jobs में.
Yeah.
हम तो फारिग लोग हैं, हम लोग.
We should have a team come in for the second innings as well.
Khwaja should be on his way.
Ali Abbasi is on, talking about the change of pace doesn't work with the screen off. I think our tech team will get in touch with that.
It does work.
It does. I listened to it in the car.
Yeah.
But it takes a couple rounds sometimes. You have to go into the app, hit settings, and click audio only for it to work, as Not Out is up on the screen.
But you need to be in the app. You can't be on the browser.
Yeah, you can't be on the browser. You need to have the Twitch app on your phone. We're working on it. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Ali is behind the TPR pod. What is it called?
The padded room.
The padded room. I like the name.
Yeah, I'm
and Sarkhel features on that regularly too.
If there was a Venn diagram, I'm like the.
Sarkhel is what connects us to the world. It's a wonderful podcast they do.
These guys using my cloud for their,
Basically, just riding the wave, riding the Khan wave.
Damn it.
Weekly episodes on TPR, I think.
Yes, we just dropped a new one.
Okay.
Last night.
Yeah.
Actually, today in the morning, it was just a bunch of random stories.
Nice. I like that about TPR. This is played down a third man for a single. They're very chalant or nonchalant, whichever you want to be.
We are chalant.
But they're very they think on their feet.
Chalant crew.
I like it. I like it because it's crowdsourced. It's not all about you guys. It's actually about the stories about the people that you want to talk about.
This one was just us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't want to rely too much on crowd.
I like that. I think that's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, but then you become too dependent on them. You have to just, come up with your own content as well.
Yeah. Wahab's given away 6 runs in this over, but this barrage of short deliveries is going to continue. De Granholm 8 off 14. Wahab 18 off 5 overs. New Zealand, let me repeat that, 94 for 5. Pakistan are closing in. Pakistan are feeling it.
Izzy Khwaja saying chalant is not a word. Izzy Khwaja, please.
That's the whole point.
Is perfect word.
That's the whole point.
If something can be non-chalant, then something can be chalant. Right, fiction settings didn't know.
Ali's on the money with his.
Congrats on your software engineering.
Take a look at some of the. Hello to everybody that's on our YouTube stream. Hello to everybody that's on the Periscope as well. Thank you for joining us. We're hoping it's going to be a historic day for Pakistan cricket. That we can just squeeze through this undefeated New Zealand side, who look. They look ruffled up. Look at that. All 3 sessions have gone to Pakistan so far. First 10 overs, 44 for 3 with Shaheen. The second 10, 20 for 1. Again, Shaheen just 1 for 3 in that session. And the last one, they picked up the mighty Williamson's wicket. Shadab will continue here if he can just pick up another one, because Neesham is now into his stride. He's into his innings. You don't want anybody to get too well set here. It's the kind of pitch Ramiz Raja also said on air earlier that you need to get in on, and Neesham has done that quite successfully. Managed to steer past Shaheen Afridi, managed to not give it away to Shadab, and he hasn't really faced Wahab too much yet.
Quite unfortunate that you had to listen to Ramiz, because obviously change of pace wasn't live.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry about that though. That's on me too.
That's
So
on you too. Yeah.
But not bad. I mean, Rambo's all right when we're winning, but it's all his fault when we're losing. So, two slips in place. We're gonna talk about Sarfraz's captaincy, which frankly has been nothing short of inspired today. The bowling changes. He's kept the batsman on his toes. Bringing on the spinner every time the wicket falls. Make sure he's in the batsman's ear. He had a leg slip in place for Shadab earlier as well. A short mid-wicket as well. A silly point in one point. He was handing over the helmet to new fielders. And his catching has obviously been extraordinary. Even for his standards, for sure. He's a one-handed catch for Shaheen Afridi's bowling, which was unbelievable, unexpected as well. And he's been at the brunt of the most criticism, so it's just amazing to see him and his team and his men and this Pakistan side rise above that. At the end of the day, the fact remains if Pakistan win the rest of their 3 games and outside edge, and it won't carry to the man at point. Muhammad Amr is the one there. Shadab's bowled 3 deliveries, given away 3 runs this over, 97 for 5. Again, if Pakistan win all their 3 games and they still manage to not win, not go through the semifinals, it won't hurt as much. This team has given its all.
It would be very Pakistan to lose to either Afghanistan or Bangladesh.
Yeah, I think Bangladesh is. I mean, losing to Bangladesh would be frustrating if we beat New Zealand, but Bangladesh are no lesser of a side. They look like they've really
well.
they're
was completely turned it around for them.
Man of the tournament.
Insane numbers.
So yeah, Bangladesh up there. They're a good side. They've beaten Pakistan in the last 4 encounters between the two. So you have to give respect to the opponents, except if they're Afghani. Leg spin delivery from Shadab Khan, and the Granholm is respecting him. Just defends this one after he found the outside edge in the delivery before. 31 overs gone. This innings is kind of flashed by New Zealand. They haven't realized how far along it's gone. They only have 20 overs in the tank, and you reckon they're probably going to get 100 more runs or 120 more runs, which is 220. It's not going to be a bad score, but it's not going to be prolific either. It is not
even 150 is too much for us. Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter, I remember, I just love the complete extremes that Pakistani fans are. Before the toss, after the toss, when New Zealand had elected to bat, I read on Twitter that 180 जो है ना वो chase नहीं होगा हमसे. And then when they were around 44 for 4, the same lot was tweeting 100 के अंदर आउट कर दो 14 ओवर में chase करो कि 100 बढ़ जाए. So it's just the pendulum of emotions that comes with being a Pakistan fan. It's just remarkable.
Did you know the 92 mein bhi yahi hua tha meme has gone global? It's actually being used by the ICC themselves.
Oh, yeah, it was on screen when I was watching the game earlier.
Yeah, gone global as a meme community.
Oh yeah,
we've done really well.
Pakistan's
World Cup में जीतेंगे, हम meme game तो हम जीतेंगे.
देखो पाकिस्तान में 2 ही communities हैं जो tight knit हैं, एक Ismaili community और एक meme community.
Wow.
97 for 5. I mean that in a very positive way.
Chalant is a feeling. Yes, chalant is a feeling. It is not a word. It is a feeling.
Chalant reminds me of the word chalan.
Chalan
for someone. As 97 for 5 here. Khwaja and I think Ahmed Hassan will also be joining us later in the comm box today.
Ahmed Jr. at work?
Ahmed Jr. is at work, and then he'll go down to the grandparents. 97 for 5. 31 overs gone. Last 5 overs, just 15 runs given away from Pakistan.
By the way, guys, keep checking our Insta stories. Burhan and Clive are in Birmingham at the stadium, and they are sending us, photos and videos from the crowd. So it's an absolutely electrifying atmosphere there, and we really do wish we were there. I really do wish I was, in my hometown, in my home country, not my town. Obviously, my town is Manchester, but close enough. Coffee aa gayi abhi. Thank you. We have some of the best coffee here at Change of Pace Studios, thanks to Aga's wife, Mrs. Aga. I don't know if she wants to be named, so we're going to keep her as Mrs. Aga. Oh, her name is Fiza. Oh yes, Junejo is also at the stadium. So
Oh, nice.
Pakistan's greatest.
Yeah, and a good
Exports.
and a good a good friend and a good friend of yours as well.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, not too bad.
दोस्ती है हमारी थोड़ी बहुत.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, he does some really good work too.
Yeah, he's there on behalf of Emirates and Oppo.
Okay, good
Yeah.
double whammy there.
Emirates flew him out business class.
Okay.
We uploaded a vlog about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you know what he has in common with Sarfraz? Sarfraz, our producer, and
They live in the same
Junaid
street,
bro.
don't they?
No, they are both influencers for Oppo right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Sarfraz.
Oh, Sarfraz, our producer.
Our
Yes.
producer, yeah,
He's been
he's-
taking some brilliant photos
Exactly,
for
he's
him.
been posting, photos from his
Yeah,
Oppo.
he has.
And he's been doing
He's
some
doing
photo
a
walks for them.
Crazy job though. What a
And,
wonderful job he's
so
doing.
is Irfan Junaid. So
What's
we
his
also
What's
have
his Instagram handle, Sarfraz? Sarfraz Ali
Sarfraz
underscore.
is Sarfraz Ali underscore.
Yeah, I think that's what it
the
is.
one, yeah. And he has his production houses, Estate Creatives.
Yes, and helping us
Tough
produce
word.
this commentary cast. As speaking of excellence, Imad Wasim is on the ball. Number 9 for Pakistan, but he acts like more of a number 7. That ODI ranking is a bit inflated. Number 29 is flattering to deceive. He's bowling one over here with 5 runs coming off of it. I think this is another good bowling change from Sarfraz Ahmed because they're going to have to get through those 25 overs of spin too to have Amr and Shaheen and Wahab take care of the rest of the 30.
What's your score prediction? What do you think New Zealand are going to get here?
I think they're going to get about 180.
That's too much. That's way too much for us. I think it's going to be tough if you do 180. I think it has to be 160, 150. Even then, it's going to be.
Okay, well, let me put it this way: if I had told you this morning when you woke up, then New Zealand would have given us 180 to chase, you would have taken that 9 out of 10 times.
100%.
So just be grateful for the bowling
Yes,
department. And
but the thing with this is that it's hope too early in the game.
it is, you're right, and we've
It's
seen
horribly early.
Yeah.
We're not
yeah.
used to this.
Yeah, you're right about that. Take a look at this as this is played away onto the leg side from Imad Wasim is coming on to bowl at 98 for 5 after 31.1.
Arsalan Farid says 166. Okay, Arsalan Farid.
Okay.
Let's hope that's more like the score. Instead of 180.
But we've seen these kind of displays. We saw these kind of a similar display against England in the Champions Trophy semi-final, where Pakistan were dominant throughout the innings. And I'm a firm believer in the fact that the pitch can be best judged after both teams have been played on it. 98 for
तो
5.
मतलब मैच के बाद
Well, a little
मैच
bit.
के बाद जज करना है
मतलब वैसे मैच के बाद सही पता चलता है और दूसरी बात है कि थोड़ा पाकिस्तान को खेले because we've seen so many times Pakistan has bowled out teams for 150 or and then they've won by 8 or 9 wickets.
got some cake here in the studio as well.
Yeah, let them eat cake.
I
is
love
the
this
thing.
studio. We're never going back to 414 by the way.
Mate, we had KFC
We're
every
never
day.
going back to
KFC every day. That's all we did. Played away down the leg side for a quick single, for a quick double actually. Good running there from de Granum and Nisham. Looking at this from New Zealand's perspective, not all is lost. Again, if they lose to Pakistan, their World Cup campaign doesn't get derailed. They still have plenty of wins in the bank to go through to the semi-finals. And they're playing some fairly comfortable sides after this, like minnows like England are going to be up next. Ooh, upish from de Granholm, played away onto long on. And it doesn't carry. 101 for 5.
We are missing Khwaja's catch.
Yeah, take a look at this. Take a look at the 50s. First one's coming off 93 deliveries. The second off 97. It's been a struggle for New Zealand. They're really slow. Not sluggish by any means. They've tried to get through, but the Pakistanis just been really good. Imad Wasim this time straying down the leg side, so it'll be played away just for a single. No impetus yet between these two. They're taking it easy, and I think it's all about hashtag bat deep for New Zealand right now. Play out the 50, see what they get.
How many more batsmen do they have after this?
Well, I think this is pretty much it. Right after this, you have Mitchell Santner, who can really swing at it.
Spinner?
Yeah, and he's a big hitter of the ball, but long innings you can't really expect too much from him. But he's no mug with the bat either. Look at
Did you
that.
say he's their current Vittori?
No, I don't
The
think
glasses,
so.
I mean the glasses though.
Santner doesn't wear glasses while he bowls.
Does it?
No, I don't think
He's
he'll.
batting though, yeah?
I think he might
I've
when
seen
he
him
bats.
bat.
But yeah, I think he does while he bats. And I reckon the closest to Vittori is probably Ish Sodhi in his batting style too. But I mean, Vittori was a much better batsman than Ish is at the moment, and a much better bowler too, I guess. I really was a big fan of Dan the Man. Oozes class, and I really hoped he would have won that 2015 World Cup. But unfortunately, Australia had different plans, as they usually do if they make a World Cup final. They're emphatic. As Shadab continues here, full delivery, a bit too full. De Granholm drives, comfortably so. It'll be a quick single, 104 for 5 now, or New Zealand, after 32.1 overs. The run rate is 3.23 at the moment, so not up to modern standards. Upish, I think this will go all the way over long gone for the first 6 of the innings. That's what Jimmy Neesham can do. That's what he's known for, and that's why he gets drafted into these T20 leagues as well. Tournament 6, number 254, but just the 1 off of this innings, and he's finally been able to open up his arms, finally been able to play a shot that he feels comfortable with, because it's been a great innings of character for Jimmy, who's really applied himself to be at this stage, to be able to execute his shot. But not too much to worry about for Shadab. I think that's the kind of shots he wants batsmen to play at him, wants people to go at him so he can find those edges, or the ball flies straight up into the air. So it's not a bad thing for Pakistan that Jimmy is finally going for it, because it's just a couple more wickets and they're into that tail that isn't really the best tail out there, even though Southee and Bolt they can hold the bat for far longer than the likes of Shaheen Afridi. 8 runs off of the first 4 deliveries of this over. Nelson on the board for New Zealand, a 1-1-1 for 5 after 32.4.
Stand up, guys. Legs up, one leg up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you're into that. To Granholm, queuing up Shadab, 14 off 23. Drive edged, and there's no man. It's a vacant slip, Corden, except for the first slip, and it'll trickle down to the third man boundary for 4. Again, one of those shots that Shadab won't mind, that Pakistan won't mind, but the runs are now coming for these two. It'd be good to get a wicket here for Pakistan.
Shadab's length has been a bit wayward, he's
not
been consistent. It's either too short or too full.
Yeah, it's all about not being complacent. They probably think the job is mostly done after getting a Williamson, but there's enough in the tank here for New Zealand to take them over 200. And if they get over 200, then the game is, I think, in the balance. It was an attempted drive over the covers, but it just took a fat edge. Beautiful leg spin delivery from Shadab Khan. Beats everything, the bat and the stumps, into the safe hands of Sarfraz Ahmed.
Otherwise, Assalamu Alaikum. Aslan Farid saying New Zealand have always had classic cricketers like Vittori, Fleming, Bond, etc. and now Kane. Yep, they've always had extremely classic cricketers.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite? I mean, obviously Vittori, but like...
Vittori, so I've heard, rest in peace, Martin Crowe.
Yeah.
What an incredible batsman he was. I mean, when I started watching cricket, my dad and my grandfather would just rave about him and say how excellent of a batsman. Even my uncle says he's an excellent batsman, and he carried that 92 side, and he had a lot of innovative batting techniques too. A lot that we accredit Jayasuriya for. He was kind of doing that preliminary in the preliminary phase of that. So an innovator, and he added a lot to the game, and we hope he's in a better place now. 115 for 5 after 33. Look at that. Number 8 is Mitchell Santner in it. Just gets slightly downhill from there. Lockie Ferguson and the likes of Trent Bolt. Imad will seem to continue here with his left arm spin to the left-hander. And this is drifting into him and played down to long on for a single. 3.5 runs and over right now. New Zealand, if they can just lift that over to about 4.5, take it to around 225.
So Frog highlights package is on.
Yeah, look at that stat. It's just that is remarkable. You turn on the TV and you turn on YouTube and you see a lot of really horrible things said about this man. A lot of hatred being spewed. It's so much so that people are actually channeling it off to it and making it a domestic issue in the country and making it about where he's from and where other people are not from. He's the kind of man that wears his heart on his sleeve. He's captained Karachi to titles. He's captained Quetta to their first PSL. He's won the Under-19 World Cup for Pakistan. He's an excellent captain, and he's
Hafiz Quran bhi hai.
Hafiz Quran. Upish from the Granholm, but safe because there's no mid-on.
But horrible excuse for not, like, I didn't know he was a Hafiz Quran, otherwise I wouldn't have said those things to him.
Yeah, true. I mean, show some respect.
Stupid
Show some respect to the man. He's achieved more than we ever will in 2 lifetimes, Sarfraz Ahmed. And a lot of the gentlemen that are speaking shit about him on TV haven't won a medal in their life. This is played away back to Imad Wasim. Another quiet over for New Zealand, just 2 off the first 4. 117 for 5. I'm a firm believer.
FHD_KHD98 says Richard Hadley.
Oh yeah, Richard Hadley, one of the best in the Imran Khan era. Wide outside off, slapped away. Poor delivery from Imad Wasim. It should have been punished, and it's been given the treatment by Jimmy Neesham. Goes over that umbrella of fielders in the inner circle on the offside. Will get 4 for it. 6 runs off of that over so far, 121 for 5. And the few New Zealand flags hidden away in Birmingham are out to celebrate that shot. A couple of the Pakistanis also applauding at that, so good to see. 3.58 now, that run rate. But again, maybe as a captain, Sarfraz could think of bringing his fast bowlers in. Oh, another quicker one from Imad. Gets the inside edge onto the leg side for no run.
I think Imad needs to show up today, either with the bat or with the ball. I mean, he hasn't had the best of tournaments. He's there in the team.
I mean, it's only his 3rd game, right?
Yeah, but he's not done something exceptional yet.
No, yeah, true.
He's taking someone's slot, someone who could have either, played an innings with the bat or bowled a few extra overs or taken some wickets. But
I think he helps. I mean, I think he's a better addition in the squad than Shoaib Malik, and I think
definitely,
because of his bowling, he adds more to the side than Asif Ali, because Asif Ali is not really in form right now. We hope he gets back into form. I think he's going to be really important for Pakistan in the future.
But I would rather take Asif Ali as a pinch hitter at the end.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a much better hitter than Imad. But towards the latter end of that South Africa innings, big shot from de Granholm in the air, over the boundary rope for 6. Shadab Khan messing up his length once again, too short, and de Granholm's just big enough to just carry that over the boundary.
This guy always comes back and bites us.
Yeah, and he really hasn't gotten away yet, so Pakistan need to get a hold on this, a boundary off each of the last 3 overs. So New Zealand are just upping the ante here as Pakistan looking to get slightly complacent. Sarfraz Ahmed is not the kind of guy that likes to see that from his bowlers, so I'm sure he's already in their ear. He's still got a slip in place, so the intention is clear about getting them all out. It's driven comfortably by de Granholm into the offside, where Wahab Riaz is fielding. Usually fields behind the bowler, but obviously to the spinner there's no third man or fine leg. Take a look at that 6. Such a comfortable shot for de Granholm. A beast of a human being, and his natural strength just carried that ball over the rope. Shadab this time pitches it up, almost a York or delivery on 5th stump, driven away into the offside for a single.
Gopi Meghwal saying Zainab's interview with Sarfraz gave some light to how abuse can affect others. Sarfraz said his wife was crying.
Yeah, and I had mixed feelings about the interview. I'm not sure. In the middle of a tournament, Sarfraz should have come out and.
What was this interview?
On the ICC too, out of all places. I had mixed feelings in the sense that you're a captain of an international team, and I'm not sure if this kind of personal information needs to be talked about in the middle of a tournament. But they are human. Everybody is human. People make mistakes at work all the time. We make mistakes at work all the time, and
I don't. Do you?
Yeah, I make mistakes at work all the time.
I won't tell your company though.
They know.
Oh, and they still keep you around.
It's all about the value you add, and right now, the kind of value Sarfraz adds to this side, I think, is irreplaceable in the shape of a captain. Shadab, this time a leg spinner. Yeah, much better length. Getting de Granholm to come forward, and he's a big man, but he's footwork good enough, not falling over to the leg spinner, which is always a possibility. The field right now heavily on the offside. There's just one man a bit on the deep square-like boundary, driven away from de Granholm to deep cover for a single. It's been a good over from New Zealand. It's a good little passage of play for the Kiwis. They haven't lost a wicket in the last 7 or 6 overs, and
de Granholm is getting really comfortable.
He is, and Neesham has been out there for long enough.
Any comments on YouTube?
We'll have a look as Gopi Meghwal is already taking that comment. YouTube on the quiet front. It's a Twitch kind of day today on Change of Pace.
Any videos coming in from our correspondents?
Yeah, a bunch of them on our Instagram already, and Change of Pace Live. And a nice little sign that Fizza has set up today in the studio.
Yeah, Pak versus New Zealand. We have
that hashtag has never looked this good.
That's the only time it's actually looked good.
Right?
Yeah.
We will.
Imagine if you win the World Cup with this as our hashtag.
It's remarkable. It would be interesting, and but it's just Pakistan cricket. You just have to. Amr's back into the attack,
Oh.
and he gets an outside edge on the first delivery, but it doesn't carry to the keeper. He's really enjoying his work, Mohamed Amir, out there. After into his 5th over, he's given away 23 runs, so slightly more expensive than he's used to at this World Cup, but he's picked up the priceless wicket of Martin Guptill on his first delivery.
I'll be honest, that was a free wicket. That wasn't an exceptionally good ball.
Okay, I haven't seen the wicket yet.
It was an inside edge,
Okay,
and it wasn't getting much swing.
right, but I would.
But it was an important wicket to get. It built the mood for the rest of the innings.
Fortune favors the brave, and how many of these inside edges have Pakistan not taken wickets on? So you win some, you lose some. This is dabbed away down to third man for
Guptill's been
a
unlucky as
single.
well. He's found the most weirdest ways to get out.
Yeah, that hit
Hit
wicket
wicket.
as well. Yeah, 133 for 5 after 35.2. Armour's got a single off his second delivery. That'll bring Jimmy Neesham on strike. I think Jimmy Neesham's a better player of spin. A 50 partnership between these two. I think it's been the healthiest partnership of the innings. It's come at a pretty brisk pace as well. Just 54 deliveries. So, like I said, a really nice passage of play for New Zealand here, and it's important for Pakistan to break the partnership, and Sarfraz rightly so, banking on Amr to do so. Oh, just wonderful in-swinging delivery from the left-hander to the left-hand batsman Jimmy Neesham, which is played away to point for no run. Take a look at this. Yeah, that was well wide outside off stump. Guptill went for the drive. But what a start for Pakistan. I think that set the tone for the innings. But you reckon if New Zealand go out and bat the 50, they're going to feel pretty good about the batting effort.
Definitely, yeah.
It's important for Pakistan to get that psychological edge. Bowl them out before the 45th or the 40th. Mohamed Amr now continuing. Bounced away, but it doesn't have the pace on it to trouble Neesham. And what a brilliant shot. Falls back onto his back foot and reminds us of the likes of Inzamam al-Haq and Martin Crowe. And just creams that into the leg side, mid-wicket region for 4 more. 137 for 5 New Zealand now.
We're giving away too many runs at this stage of the game.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think,
it's a good game plan from New Zealand. They're respecting the Pakistani bowlers because they've been on the money so far, and any of the deliveries that are slightly astray, they bank on and they cash in on, and working for them so far. Amr now, this time. Oh, is that a double hit? Or
no, he's just defending his wicket.
okay, and you're allowed to do that. Inside edge, I think it was about to bounce over onto the stumps, and Neesham backhanded like with a squash racket onto the leg side for to avoid hitting onto the stumps. Look at that. Yeah, good frame of mind that.
I was safe. That wasn't landing on
Yeah.
the stumps.
Smart from Neesham regardless. He's a big wicket right now for New Zealand. If they lose him, it really open up for some scrutiny. 137 for 5. Outside off in the air. Some man underneath it? No. A man from mid-on was running back to get it, but he just wasn't quick enough. It was too far away for him, and you can see now Neesham is really trying to open up here. It's the kind of luck that New Zealand need after not much has gone their way this innings. A couple taken, 7 runs coming off of the over. The run rate has gone from 3.2 to 3.9 in the space of this past 5 overs. New Zealand now really coming into their own with this
I
partnership.
feel like we've let them back into the game.
Yeah, not yet. I think they're just at 139, but they have an opportunity. There's a window here for sure.
Zana just showed me a meme about how 92 may be Aladdin release हुई थी. Aladdin.
That is true. But I have to say,
2019 में Aladdin आई है.
from what I hear, that Aladdin was a lot better.
This one was not that great. It was alright, but huge nostalgia factor. My wife really loved it.
Yeah. Fair enough. It's good entertainment.
Wahab is back on. 139 for 5.
beautiful.
36 overs.
Beautiful delivery on the outside, and there's a fumble in the
Come on, Babar.
fumble at cover, or else there was a bit of a half chance for a run out, but Pakistan didn't really ask the question. De Granholm will be happy for that. Dot delivery. Wahab is into his 6th over. I think Shaheen is exhausted his quota. I think he's into his 9th, is Shaheen, if I can just pull that up for you now.
Ali saying nearly at $1 billion, the new Aladdin.
Wow.
$1 billion.
Wow.
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 139 for 5. Wahab Riaz outside the off stump, and it just beats the outside edge for Colin de Granholm. He's done that so many times so far in this innings. He just drives mindlessly and can't connect bat and ball.
By the
And
way, sorry to cut you off, but you're an Office fan, aren't you?
I absolutely
Of
love
course
it.
you are. That's why I'm
I
bringing
watch
this
it
up.
almost once every year.
This is exactly why I'm bringing it up. I was on the way here driving from Abu Dhabi.
Okay,
I had the game on, streaming.
sure.
Obviously legal streaming.
Right.
And it was a Hotstar stream.
Okay.
And there was an ad that played.
Oh God, I know what you're going to talk about. I don't want to talk about this.
No, let's talk about
It's
it.
absolutely horrendous. As outside off, what Sohail is about to bring up is worse than Wahab Riyaz's hairline. Inside edge into to Sarfraz Ahmed as the keeper. 36.3 gone, 139 for 5. You do have the mic today, Sohail, so we'll let you talk about it.
Ad was basically an ad for the Indian version of The Office.
I'm not a big fan of swearing on air, but fuck off.
Man, it was so bad.
It
was so bad.
I just want to know: is the character Mindy Kaling plays? Is she white?
I don't know.
So like
there wasn't a Mindy Kaling then, and I think Mindy Kaling comes on later on in the show, doesn't she? She's not
She's a core cast.
they're from the start.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah. Driven away onto the offside.
But I didn't see. I mean, the Dwight is just like you will never fall like him.
You know,
in the U.S. office, you eventually fall in love
Oh
with
yeah,
Dwight,
Dwight's great at some
I
point.
don't think you're ever gonna like Dwight in this one,
Yeah, because
and neither are you gonna like Michael Scott
what? Michael's really likable.
in this one.
Yeah.
The Indian version.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. Like then it's not the Indian version of The Office, is it? Is it called
It's called The Office. That's it. It's just called
the
The Office.
Daftar?
And it's actually.
How do you say office in Hindi? No,
Daftar.
that's Urdu, I think.
It's office in Hindi. Ali Basi, our resident Hindi expert.
Is he?
he's- No,
I thought he was in Ireland.
No, I don't know. He's expert on.
Well, the last delivery was
obscure things.
driven away onto the offside. There's a game on right now. Pakistan on the cusp of beating New Zealand here as Jimmy Neesham.
Karyale.
Oh my God.
The Karyale.
That's why they've called it The Office. Played away
Sounds
to
like Karele.
the offside.
Anyway, the set looked like it was built exactly like The Office.
You know, I have a bone to pick with South Asian TV culture as a whole. We never do proper original content, and we do it's usually poor.
I mean, they've said that this is an exact adaptation.
Why? What's the need? Tell me who woke up in the morning and said this is a good idea. I want to meet that person.
So, have you seen the ad though?
No, I don't want. I don't want
No, let me tell you.
I'm very
First
happy
line
with pretending like it
is the
doesn't
Michael
exist.
Scott guy. He's introducing himself to his colleagues. He says, "My name is."
Oh, short ball in the air! Man, De Granholm and Neesham are getting really lucky here. It just evades the inner circle, falls between the boundary and the inner circle, and they'll come back for a quick 2. Good bowling from Wahab Riyaz, but not for the lack of trying from De Granholm, who's gone at him a couple times, and the umpire's in Wahab's ear again about him in landing in the danger zone. So I hope that doesn't reoccur and become a problem in the long run.
Ruslan Farid, I'm sorry, we cannot say that comment on air, and we probably should take it off the comments as well. The first line that he says in the show is, "My name is Chadda Singh. I don't know, Chadda hai, but I'm not sure if it's Singh." And then he says,
His name is Chadda Singh?
"Chadda hai." His first name is Chadda. I don't know what the Singh is. I don't know what the second name is. He says, "मैं हूँ Punjabi, but मैं also हूँ Punjabi." Man,
See, Sirkal, this is the thing. This is my
horrible.
problem with you. Why do you give me information that's going to make my life worse?
I live to make your life.
I don't need this.
I'm on air.
Pakistan
right
are bowling. They're
just to
bowling
make your life
brilliantly.
worse.
There's a comeback of left on
There's
pace.
no comeback. We've let them back into the game.
We're going to be
There's no
fine.
comeback.
142 for 5 as Muhammad Amir will continue to De Granholm close to his stumps on top of the middle stump as this is dabbed down to third man for a single. I've got a message from Tanya about our commentary. She's asking about the legal live stream that you were accessing it on. I think Wavo is providing that. I know that you were not on the legal stream.
What
but
do you mean? I think I was.
Okay, you think you were?
I think I was.
But to answer the question, if anybody's legally trying to stream the game in the Middle East, you can always listen to us. But if you want to take a look at some of the images from the game, Wavo is the app to do it. So, but I think it's a fairly pricey commitment at 240 dirhams.
You might as well buy the OSN app.
Yeah. 143 for 5. Muhammad Amir now continuing into his 6th over. Pakistan need to make sure they have enough fast bowling overs for the last 10 up his drive, but it doesn't carry to mid-off. It'll just be a dot delivery. 37.2 gone. New Zealand 143 for 5, and I've been trying to not fall into Sirkhil's insinuations about letting New Zealand back into the game, but the fact is that they've crawled back. Yeah, they've crawled back.
In the game. Ali asking on Twitch, do they have comedy sound effects? I don't know. I didn't pay attention that much.
Oh God, that
I mean, imagine if they have a laughing soundtrack in the back. Laughing track in the back.
it's just
Ha 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 ha.
again like I.
बहुत बढ़िया joke मारा यार sir.
Please.
Viru Paji.
Oh, beautiful drive from de Granholm. That's just a wonderful shot. But there's a man at long on that'll collect. It didn't have the pace on it to go to the boundary anyways. It'll just be a single, 2 off the first 3 deliveries, 144 for 5. I feel like South Asian culture, whether it's Indian, Pakistani, or Bangladeshi, has enough content, enough humor, enough culture for us to build stories and comedic ones or dramatic ones around our own culture. We don't need to feed off of whatever is popular elsewhere, because it kind of makes us look bad, makes the original content look bad. Hardly has that ever done well. I mean, the fact remains that even the fans of the British Office, they don't really like the US one that much, and that's fine by me.
Have you seen the British one?
I have. To be honest, I didn't like it at all. But I think it's just because it's very different comedy.
I do like British comedy a lot, but I haven't watched the show.
I tried it, but the problem is when you watch, and this might be just me again. If you like the British one, so be it. It's not a problem. And even if you like the Indian one, fine. Just don't talk to me about it.
British comedy is really good. I mean,
it is. It's good. It's nice.
I'm a big fan of Blackadder.
I watched the In-Betweeners a while ago. It was
Monty
good.
Python.
Yeah. Ooh, slow delivery from Armour. Gets the inside edge onto the pads. It could have gone to the stumps as Shadab runs away to Colin de Granholm and hugs him and tries to push him away from the crease and run him out. And it's all happening, folks. 144 for 5. And these are some of the 2 most friendliest teams in world cricket right now. This match is being played in a very wholesome spirit, as the meme lords would like to put it. 3.81.
Don't look at me when you say that.
I don't know, man. You're
Don't look at me when you
you're
say
the
that.
meme provider. You're my meme dealer. Take a look at that. I think they've also played a little bit of T20 cricket together.
Also in West Indies.
CPL is where they meet. They also meet in the Bangladesh Premier League, and almost beats de Granholm for the edge there. Mohammad Amir, another good over, another economical over from him. 6 overs, 32 for 1. As we're moving into the final leg of this innings, where New Zealand actually have 5 in the bank, so it's not a completely bad effort from them, but the run rate is fairly slow, a lot lower than what they would want it to be.
Ajay Kumar says today India is also supporting Pakistan because they are a potential opponent missing semi-final. Then it is hard to beat India, but not impossible. I think what he's trying to say is it's hard to beat New Zealand. Yeah, perhaps. Sanfreed saying, yeah, same. I couldn't watch the British version of The Office after I watched the American one. The cast was so mediocre comparatively after Dwight. Ali is saying there's 6-7 versions of The Office, mainly in Europe. So
Sorry?
Ali is saying that there are 6 to 7 versions of The Office,
Oh, goodness.
mainly in Europe.
So maybe we're just giving it a hard time because it's Indian. Outside off, and Nisham tries to slap this away onto the leg side, misses completely. It's a dot delivery to start off with Wahab, who's been fairly economical because he's usually some of the more expensive bowlers for Pakistan. 144 for 5.
Yeah, sorry. Ajay just clarified his comment. He says that their potential opponents are England, but they probably might miss out on the semi-final.
Listen, if New Zealand beat, if Pakistan beat New Zealand here, they're probably aiming for 4th, right? And New Zealand will come either 2nd or 3rd, and India come 1st, and it'll probably be India versus Pakistan. That's my final.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That India is supporting Pakistan today because they'd rather play Pakistan in the semi-finals.
Do India really believe that Pakistan is going to be an easier game than New Zealand?
Than England.
To England?
Than England, yeah. Cause
I would play England every day of the week than this Pakistan side right now.
Not India though. Not Indian fans though.
Okay, fair enough.
Indian fans would rather play.
Listen, I say bring it on. Momentum's coming in. You lose, you lose. You win, you win. This is a team that is into its stride. As Tanya has texted back saying that's far too expensive. She'll stick with the premium show that we have here on Change of Pace. Thanks for that, for doing so.
I mean, if I was an Indian fan, I'd rather lose to a good England than a mercurial, air quotes mercurial,
Yeah.
Pakistan. You know.
Yeah, but I guess that's not the mindset they're going with. They want to play that final. We spoke to Indian fans during the India game that we were covering, and they said anything short of a championship-winning side, and they'll be upset. 3.77 the run rate round, 145 for 5. New Zealand are well into this game now, as the cat is well into Agha, jumping all over him. Wahab Riaz steaming in outside off, beats the edge. Sarfraz Ahmed is disappointed with the outside of the New Zealand batsman's bat because it just doesn't
यार
it hasn't really
महमूद को
worked for him.
जैसे उसने कुछ काम किया हुआ भी है
Take a look at Azhar
he's trying to
Oh
end
yeah, they're working on Wahab's slower delivery, the cutter.
By the way, Ajay Kumar, we do have our Indian correspondent at the game today, Clive.
Clive, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he's in Birmingham right now.
Yeah, and he's
at the stadium.
nice enough to support Pakistan
He's
today.
sending us clips. If you guys want to watch those clips, they're on our Insta story.
Beautiful.
Change of Pace Live.
Oh, in the air, but
Oh,
it'll
that's
go over
gone
the
up.
keeper's head. It's just not falling towards Pakistan right now. All the luck has turned black and white as the Kiwis are back in here. The 149 runs on the board with 5 wickets down as it's another boundary for them. They need a wicket here now, Pakistan, and they're not in desperate need for one, but it really will help close out this innings. He's batted well here to Granholm. He's respected the bowlers. He's obviously gotten a little bit of luck going his way, but that's cricket for you.
I'm telling you, mate, that hope was too early in the game for us.
I reckon you need to hang in here, Shakil. It's coming onto the bat now as well a little bit.
मेरी हालत खराब हो जाती है.
हाँ, ये मुझे पता है, which is why.
मैं सही है.
यार दिलेरी से देखो मैच. Played away.
किससे देखूं?
दिलेरी से.
Oh, अच्छा.
Played away to point for no run. Now 150 comes up for New Zealand. At one point, it didn't really look like they were going to make it to that mark, but they've done well to do so. You can't really count them out. They're undefeated for a reason at this tournament. That reason probably is because their game against India got washed out, but they beat the rest of the sides. Yet to play England as well.
Thankfully, all our games after this are going to be on the weekend.
They will be on the
Two
weekend,
games,
yes, yeah,
yeah.
both
So
weekends.
Saturday is the one against Afghanistan, I think. Yep, this Saturday. So we'll be on from the first innings onwards.
No, I reckon our first game is with Bangladesh. No, it's with
It's
Afghanistan.
on Saturday, yeah.
Wow, that makes Bangladesh versus Pakistan a humdinger of a game. It's almost a quarter.
Humdinger.
It's almost a quarterfinal.
Proper humdinger that.
Yeah, I'm just pulling out all the cliches today. As-
निकाल लो क्या पता इंदा में नहीं मिलने chance.
True. As Pakistan have pulled out the cliche fast bowling, left-arm fast bowling performance today. Shaheen, 3 overs left in his bank. Folks, I'm going to read out his figures, which are going to sound almost surreal to you. They're going to sound like a teenage fanboy has written them up. He's bowled 7 overs, he's got 3 wickets, and he's given away 11 runs. Unbelievable from the Lahore Qalandars paceman.
Wow.
As he's steaming in again this time. Oh, slower delivery to start off with. Wow, Shaheen Afridi. He cannot put a foot wrong today. De Granholm nodding his head away in respect of that.
Greatest Afridi to play for Pakistan.
Well, I'm not going to jump to that conclusion.
Jump it.
Even though we did
Jump
put
that
out a
pitch.
poll during the PSL, and I think it was a neck and neck with obviously Shahid Khan Afridi taking the cake. He's won a lot of games for Pakistan, don't forget. Almost beats the outside stump. Wow, wonderful. What a plan that was. I think the communication between the bowlers and the keeper needs to be slightly better there. Maybe the keeper needs to come up. Down the track from the Granholm this time. Beats him for pace.
He's going in this
My
over.
goodness, Shaheen is...
Granholm is going home.
He's bowling through his arms and his hands, but there's so much going in that brilliant mind of his. He's outsmarting the batsman here. And take a look at his 3 wickets. 1 outside off, slashing away straight to the man at first slip. And this one, wow, what a catch. Half the wicket goes to Sarfraz there as Ross Taylor was falling over. And then this beautiful delivery right at 5th stump that got the faint nick and straight to the safe hands of Sarfraz Ahmed and that Starman celebration that the Afridis are known for. Another good delivery this time. Middle stump and leg stump is defended away back from De Granholm for no run at this stage of the game into the 40th over. This is a good quiet over from Shaheen. Pakistan just got to work to keep New Zealand away from that 200 mark that they're probably aiming towards, working towards, and will explode towards after that 43rd, 45th over.
Ajay Kumar saying, but why do you not think to beat India, Pakistan has to be their best and India has to be at their average or worst? But in case of England, if they play with their potential, they can beat us.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think India are going to be a very difficult side to beat at this World Cup. But I think Australia, England, and Pakistan will if we meet in a knockout game, I think it'll be a run for the money. What I want to talk about as well is, like, I know recently Pakistan-India games have been one-sided, with most of them won by India. But it's been a while. I mean, the last time we met in a knockout game was the Champions Trophy final, and before then, at an ICC event, it was the 2011 semifinal. The 2011 semifinal was a pretty good game of cricket, if I can recall correctly. This is a bold, good length delivery outside of the off stump, and Jimmy Neesham steers it away.
Are you about to discuss the ghosts of Mohali?
Down to third man for a single. No, I mean it's been a while now. I think made well. My Demon says Nisham brings up what is a spectacular 50. You have to applaud the resilience of the man when his partner were falling all around him, and he really had a difficult time getting into it. But he's played away about 77 balls and coming across with 50 runs. It's a much needed half century for New Zealand, and if they get to a respectable total here, that they're well suited, well above average, very strong bowling lineup will be able to bowl to. It'll be because of the man on screen, and he'll be doing a little bit of the talking with the ball as well. We've seen him at this World Cup. Already has 1 5-wicket haul. Big appeal from Shaheen Afridi, but that's probably going to go in vain. Yeah, down leg and for height as well, and pitching outside leg. 2 coming off of the 40th. New Zealand 152 for 5.
Any comments on YouTube?
We'll play a little bit of the Sarfraz Ahmed jingles.
Love a bit of a shasha. My favorite type of a shasha. The Giallo ka shasha.
My goodness. Imagine the very little chance that Pakistan have of doing making the final or, God, win the World Cup. I've never said that before. This song is going to be an absolute humdinger. We're going to play it everywhere.
It's going to be played throughout the streets of Karachi.
And it just reminded me of Sarfraz leaning over his balcony in Karachi with a sea of fans.
2017.
What a beautiful image that was. And then they made him sing Mauka on. And later on TV he was asked, "Yaar, aap ye gana ga rahe the aur matlab ye kyun?" And he was like, "Dekha ji, mujhe to main to aisa nahi karta, mujhe gawaya gaya tha." And I was like, he's one of the nicest captains Pakistan have had. Very humble, very down to earth, and he's a very religious man too. Shadab will continue. Uppish from Nisham, but the man at point will fumble that. It should have been a dot delivery, so it's a misfield from Pakistan. 153 for 5.
Why is it saying before thinking of the semi-finals we should hope that England lose one of the remaining games? I do think they will lose against England.
I reckon as fans it's okay to think about all the permutations, but if I was in the Pakistan camp, I'm taking a look at you win the 3, and you know what, if England go out and they beat India and they beat New Zealand, then forget it. They deserve to be in the semi-finals. It's all good. As a World Cup campaign, if Pakistan just do as the best as they can, and we'll behind them, we'll support them, and because if you really come down to the nitty-gritty of it, it really isn't about the 11 that are here today or the 15 that have traveled, or even about the 20 that have come towards England. If Pakistan cricket is not succeeding to where you or I or the fans expect it to, then there's a lot of underlying problems like the lack of home cricket and a poor domestic infrastructure and no real process to churn out talent. As a dot delivery from Shadab, again getting his length wrong. Back at the length, it was tried to pull away from Nisham, but I went to the man at mid-wicket, Bomber, who's pretty good in the field. But the best fielder for Pakistan is bowling right now as Nisham comes down the track to the pitch to delivery. Doesn't get a hold of it, but it falls towards the cover. A little bit of frustration between these two right now because they are in the 42nd over now. 41st over, my apologies, but they really haven't been able to get away. Pakistan are the only side that are negative. They have negative numbers in the fielding this World Cup, which is fairly classical of them. But
and they haven't dropped a single catch today, though.
Yeah, but in more
held on to everything.
They have. But in more recent years, we saw Pakistan getting better with their fielding,
thanks to Coach Rickson.
Steve Rickson, yeah. I'm not really sure why he was let go or why there was an agreement made there.
They weren't paying him on time, thanks to our insider.
Oh, they weren't paying him on time. Well,
Mr. Insider Aslan.
That is unfortunate.
Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. By the way, have you been using the Zomato discounts? Cricket World Cup discounts?
I haven't because my parents are here, so I'm not eating out anymore.
Damn, I got some discounts yesterday.
Nice, man, because you predicted it right.
I predicted it right. And the day before.
Oh,
that
wow.
well.
So you actually predicted an Australia win. That's ambitious.
I got the number of... so they gave you 3 options, right?
Okay.
You place the order.
Right.
And there's up to 30% of discount you can get.
Right.
10% on the correct winner.
Okay.
10% on whether they scored 36 boundaries.
So it compounds in 20.
Yeah. Okay. And how many wides will be bowled. Every game is different.
Oh, nice.
So I predicted 2 out of those correct and I got 20% discount.
Well, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's good, yeah. Good
I
stuff.
think
Good
it's-
stuff.
That's very smart from Zomato.
Yeah, nice little shameless plug for us
Yeah.
for Zomato. Maybe they're not really.
Sponsor us, Zomato.
They're not helping us with their marketing dollars, but
We'd like some KFC today, if that would be nice.
we're okay.
No, we're not okay. I want some KFC. N.God saying hello everyone, just joined now. Different meetings the whole day.
No.
Yeah, we've been in meetings the whole day too. Just saw great bowling by Shaheen out to get these two out ASAP as possible. 100%.
ASAP as possible. Beautiful anecdote from the office. As Shaheen Afridi coming into his 9th over, what an amazing spell he's had, and he continues with a full-length Yorker that is pretty well. Misfield,
come
and I
on.
think recovered well from the Pakistanis, but I think they'll get 2 or if not 3 for that.
Is that Babar?
Yeah, that was a really poor effort, and they've taken away 3, so 2 extra runs. That Babar Azam, his 2nd or 3rd misfield this innings, just completely evading him,
Better
like he
make
had,
these runs up.
like the webbing in his hands had disappeared when he went for that delivery, for that ball. Sorry.
Ali saying KFC with spicy powder not allowed. Yeah, this is a story. I went to KFC with Azlan after the South Africa game,
Okay.
and I asked him to put some spicy powder on my fried chicken.
Spicy powder?
Yeah, you know the one they put on the French fries.
Oh, I just say spicy. Why you gotta say?
It's
You gotta say
I'm saying
why you
on
gotta say
purpose.
powder like
I-
you're some
I-
sort of fancy
no,
ass.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm saying it on purpose. I know it's just
Yeah,
like spicy.
okay, right.
masalas, whatever.
Right. Well, Shaheen. Well, this is driven away from Granholm into the covers for a single, as Shaheen is giving away 4 off the first 2 deliveries. Right. So you asked for your spicy powder.
Spicy powder. Powder.
Powder.
मैंने कहा spicy powder डालो chicken पे. Lady कहती है आगे से sir not allow.
You're not allowed. Okay.
I do it every single time. Anyway, to
No,
hear
and
more
you
about
pay
the
them
story-
for it, don't you?
No, you don't pay. It's for free. Yeah.
You get the spicy little spicy
Yeah.
stuff on your chicken.
I mean, if it's already on your fries, you might as well add some on your chicken.
Oh, you little ambitious man. I like that. I've never tried that before.
Yeah, I've done
Okay.
that every single time, and this one.
Wow, that's
This
brilliant.
little shit, sir, not allow.
And it tastes great.
Tastes absolutely
Okay.
smashing.
Well, it's played away to point for a dot delivery.
Anyway, if you want to hear more about the stories, listen to the new episode of The Padded Room.
So you're
Shameless plug.
so you've been talking about KFC and sauces on
Yeah.
on this recent
Amongst
episode.
other things.
Okay, I like that. I like that about TPR. Very flexible with their content. Very smart with their content. Power play
Very
3.
R-rated with our content.
Really?
There were some really R-rated stories yesterday.
Oh yeah. So Shaheen now this time another full delivery, flicked away onto the pads. It'll beat the man at short fine leg, and it'll go all the way down to the leg side boundary for 4. It's a poor order from Shaheen, and that's the first time we've said that today. His 9th over has been the most expensive one so far. 8 runs coming off of it. I think the first 5 or 6 of his overs has just yielded 9. So New Zealand well back into this game. I think they're going to get a score of over 200.
Thank you for finally admitting it. We're
I
back
do,
in the
Sir
game.
Khil. A far more mystic mind that Sergio has inhabited. It'll go down to the boundary for 4. Last 12 balls, 12 runs coming off of it. I have to say, even that isn't really. That's not huge runs. The field Amers at mid-off and Harris at cover and in the air, but there's nobody on the leg side. And if you're missing the wild shouts of catch from the Change of Pace studios, it's because Khwaja hasn't joined us yet. We're waiting on him to come by. Is 164 for 5 to the 42nd over. We'll have to take a break before the end of this innings, unfortunately, because of the work commitments.
You gonna take a break?
I'm going to have to jump.
Yeah, you're gonna have to jump. Yeah, it's gonna be me and Khwaja, hopefully.
Yeah. 164 for 5. Shaheen.
As long as I'm on the mic, there are gonna be fewer technical talk.
Ooh, beautiful.
Technical talkings. will
Technical
be
talking,
fewer.
technical spicy powder. Oh, wonderful running from New Zealand. This is just angled away onto the leg side. Imam in the deep did well to get to it, but by then New Zealand had run a couple. 166 for 5. A good recovery from New Zealand after 44 for 4. Good little partnership between Neesham and de Granholm.
N.God says you guys work too.
We do. We try.
यार हम लोग
You know what's funny? I had to go to the airport to pick up my grandparents right now,
Mhm.
and I'm leaving, and not a lot of people at my workplace watch cricket. If they do it at a very surface level. They haven't lost their lives like I have yet behind this game, and they were like, "Oh, you have to send us a photo with your grandparents because you're probably going to watch the cricket." so yeah, it is. If I turn out to be jobless, you guys have to crowdfund my life.
Yeah, we do work. This isn't our primary source of income because
This is no source of income
no
at the
source of
moment.
income. Yeah, we're not getting paid for anything.
Yeah, full delivery. It's defended back by Nisham for no run. Muhammad Amir into his 7th over.
हम ये लोगों के लिए कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, it's for the people, by the people. 32 runs off of his 6.1 deliveries. He's taken a wicket for that too. The wicket of Martin Guptill in the first delivery of his spell. And some wonderful shots of Birmingham. Birmingham has never looked this beautiful. The sea of green around the stadium. About 20,000 Pakistanis that have flooded in.
I mean, Birmingham isn't that beautiful, but okay.
Right,
Been
a
there.
local English expert.
It's basically mini Punjab.
Okay.
It has the highest concentration
Of Pakistanis.
of Pakistanis.
Yeah. Played away onto the
I've
offside.
been there once in 2007.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been there recently after you got
no,
married.
No, in 2007.
Okay.
2007 is recent.
No, I didn't. Did you go again?
No, I would not go again unless I
Most
absolutely have to.
deliveries without conceding his 6 at the World Cup. Muhammad Amir 314. Ben Stokes, I didn't expect him to be there, but he's on there too. O'Shane Thomas, Hamid Hassan, and Imad Wasim. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Ashley Nurse, Kemar Roach, Mohammad Shami, and Chris Gale. Some good bowlers on there amongst Chris Gale. No, he's not really good anymore, but this is another good length delivery from Amir. Played away to point for a dot ball. New Zealand trying to hit out now, but the Pakistani bowlers are keeping them quiet with their lines and lengths. I think in the back of their mind, the Pakistanis will be slightly disappointed at the fact that they haven't been able to take all 10 wickets today.
Maz Kidwai is saying, apologizing for my criticism on Shabad, he's written. Yes, that's all right. Shadab, he's going to come into his own.
Yeah, I think the key with Shadab is that he's very, very young, and he embraced stardom at such a young age with the Champions Trophy. So he's allowed to make mistakes. We need to remember that, and I know we get carried away on air as well, call a lot of people out. But you got to believe in some of these guys, Hassan and Shadab and Shaheen and Babar and Imam. These are very young boys that are out to play for a country that is cricket crazy and has about 180 million people living in it. So it's not an easy job that they're trying to achieve. And frankly, the circuit or the staff isn't the best of support. Upish, wonderful shot from de Granholm. He has screamed Amir over the inner circle for a 4. It's a much-needed boundary for New Zealand, and it is really one of the shots of the day from de Granholm, who's inching towards his 50 off 59, 60 deliveries. Currently, he's 46 off 58. All the Pakistanis could do was just watch. In the middle of the bat, people at cover, the men at cover had absolutely no chance. Poor delivery from Amir, but incredible execution from de Granholm. Last 12 deliveries, now 16 runs coming. So New Zealand are going at a recent run rate of about 8, which is very healthy considering where they started. This is a poor ball from Amir onto the pads, but it's just flicked away onto the leg side for a single where Amir will field off of his own bowling. 172 for 5 after 43 overs.
Ali saying shout out to that Birmingham video. You get me? Is he talking about Ya Pakistani Ya?
Wasn't that?
That's insane, bro.
Oh, well,
I love
my-
that video. I don't know. I don't think that's Birmingham.
It might be. I mean,
I think that's more. That was more.
I had sent you the link of the full version of that video, by the way.
I have not clicked it yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I've
It's really not as great as you'd think it would be. That really is the highlight of that interview.
Ya Pakistani Ya
Yeah.
video. That guy's. That's our official hashtag. That's what we are standing by. Not that we have. We will.
Right, well, folks, let us know. We do this customarily around this part of the innings. What do you think New Zealand are going to end up with here? What is the final score that the Pakistani batsmen are going to chase? You have to remember, fairly cloudy when New Zealand decided to come into bat. The sun is out right now here in Birmingham and pulled away from de Granholm, but there's a man at deep square that'll field it comfortably, and it'll just be a single. What do you think that New Zealand are going to get, and do you think that Pakistan will be able to chase it? Hit us with your predictions. Hit us with your pessimism, your optimism, and this 90-run partnership is now swollen into something that Pakistan need to break. The biggest partnership of the day, Williamson and Nisham were getting into their groove. 37 off 83, and with the stature of these batsmen, the runs have come at a very brisk pace. 90 of 101 deliveries. That's very good, considering New Zealand were 44 for 4 at one point.
You want to revise your prediction?
Oh, I think I might just have to. Full delivery driven, and Shaheen will get a hand to it, his bowling hand as well.
I'm going to say 220.
Yeah, I reckon 230. unfortunately. And 2:30 is going to be a chase for Pakistan. It's going to be a chase and a half, I reckon, because the momentum right now is shifting towards New Zealand with this inspired partnership between Neesham and de Granholm. And because the start of this game, we were wondering, with such a brilliant Ross Taylor at 3 and Williamson at 4. Sorry, the other way around. Ooh, full delivery outside off. Gets an inside edge. A half an appeal from Shaheen and an appeal from Sarfraz as well, whose hand is stuck in the air. And he's still asking for an appeal. He's got to put his hand down sometime. It's still up, by the way. And there it comes down, and I don't think they're going to review that.
No, but I think the umpire...
I think they've gone up. Yep, they've gone up. Or
doesn't count as a review, does it?
Yeah.
The umpires are checking.
No, the umpires are checking. The umpires are checking, and I think this is a good decision. Hey, what do you make of these gauntlets that the umpires are wearing on their forearms?
It's like they're about to go jousting.
What's that one that Thanos wears? What's it called?
The Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, that looks.
Yeah. That's the one.
My pop
the
culture.
Palajani, thank you for joining us. I think max 225 and Park should be able to chase it because the run rate won't get out of hand. On a target of 225, 230, top order can easily see off the new ball and chase.
I hope so.
That's what we hope.
I hope so.
That's
Palajani,
what you can expect.
one of our Indian listeners, coming through with some beautiful words. Much appreciated. Because we feel a little bit wary about this partnership. On YouTube, we've got
Soft signal
Venom
not out.
saying Pakistan don't want to win this match. Still, these two are playing. I don't know if you're just angry about us not taking a wicket here, Venom, but working on it.
Yo, I feel this could be edged.
Well, if it is, Pakistan are in business because New Zealand will not want a new batsman in at this stage of the innings because he'll have to get in a bit.
I feel the deflection of the ball because the ball went down to the leg side.
Well, I'm not going to make any more insinuations or calls on reviews because I got that one absolutely incorrect. The one that
it's
I'm
alright if you get it correct. You should be happy that you got it wrong because it was out.
Yeah, I was very happy about being incorrect there. This might just be the bat hitting the ground, but again, I'm not going to make any calls. Clearly, the Pakistani cricketers know a lot more about this game than I do. What's going on here? No. Hey, it's just repeating. Not out on the screen, but I can't believe they didn't check Snicko. They should have checked Snicko there. Wait, Snicko only happens when you review it or some shit. I think Sarfraz is in the ear of the umpire about that too. The typical Pakistani uncle posture from Sarfraz.
Yeah.
Hands behind the back, judging people in the crowd.
Waiting for the Khabarnama to start.
There it is. Pakistani uncles have this habit of standing in front of the TV while watching it, completely disregarding that there's other people in the room.
Alright.
Pakistan have taken the review now? How does that work?
Oh yeah, this is the Birmingham video. It's really explicit.
I've seen this.
You get me. He says
We're not gonna entertain this, but
yeah, I get you now.
I understand the kind of
Yep,
gentlemen that reside in Birmingham. Definitely not of the kind of men that we saw at the Lord's Long Room. So yeah, that's not out.
Yeah, that's not out.
And I think Pakistan have wasted a review because there was nothing to be talked about there.
That was just desperation from Sarfraz and Shaheen.
Yeah, I don't
Or from
understand
Sarfraz,
when
to
there
be
was
honest.
enough on the camera to see that there's no bat involved. I don't think this was the right time to take a review, but I can understand the need for a wicket right now for Pakistan as well. So fair enough. Shaheen now steaming in, this time a full delivery at the toes of the batsman. Comfortable single to mid-off. Good over again from Shaheen. It's been such a long one because of that review. Pakistan have to keep a check on their over rate because Sarfraz has already been fined once in this event, and
Which game?
that can't happen again. I think it was the second game against England.
If he gets fined again,
Which was hilarious because the West Indies game finished like 7 hours early.
but if Sarfraz gets fined again, does he get banned?
No, he doesn't get fined. He just gets banned right away, I think. Driven beautifully to... But there's a man at mid-off. There's a chance for a runner. It's a direct hit.
Fine.
But Wahab
Too
will
slow on the
miss.
ball.
Yeah, too slow on the ball as well. The pickup was weak. And Obviously, New Zealand are going to take the risks now to pick up the singles. 175 for 5, 43.5 overs, a run rate of 3.99. Shaheen Afridi bowling into his last delivery. He's got 3 off 27. And a Sarfraz Ahmed looking up to the umpire and asking him some questions about what half-assed review that was and why they didn't check a Snicko. And then he goes like,
Oh, he asked him, do you want
Yeah.
to get a review?
Yeah.
And he just takes a review.
I like how he signaled it regardless, even though he was
Yeah.
like literally chest to chest with him. He could have said just take a review,
Nah,
but he pulled out like it was like a Marvel movie with the superhero doing his signature move.
Hey, listen, don't chat shit about Marvel, yeah?
I'm enjoying
I'll
Marvel
come for you.
these days. I've never like really been a comics guy. I've read a few of the Batman comics because Batman is Batman, but Marvel's recent films have been fairly entertaining.
New Spider-Man coming out.
I thought it's already out,
No,
but I
July-
realized that it's
July
not out
4th,
because if it
July
was, you'd
5th.
be raving about it.
Yep, July 4th, 5th.
July 4th and 5th. I know that I've booked pre-tickets for Lion King.
Oh, child. Are
Because-
you going to watch the Indian Lion King?
You know what? I might.
Shah Rukh Khan
I might.
and his son.
I might. I actually might. But I'm not going to do it before I watch the English one. So, Lion King is probably my favorite film of all time. That includes like my obsession with Tarantino and the rest. I think it's one of the greatest films.
Imagine Shah Rukh Khan as Mufasa.
Yeah, this is the problem, and I'll get to this.
Nala.
Frankly speaking, I have issues with the remake as well. I'm not sure how Beyonce warrants to be
Yo, but my boy,
childish.
Childish is there.
Full delivery
So you know I'm
from-
going to go watch it.
Full delivery as New Zealand will come back for 2. No, they won't. They'll stick to 1. A good fielding from the man at mid-on who ran across to mid-off to field that away to keep New Zealand to 1. I'm not worried about Childish. I think he's such a versatile actor, singer, performer, songwriter, director, producer.
All rounder.
He's just like one of the most, he said he calls himself a modern-day Renaissance man in one of his songs, one of his earlier albums, and I think nothing truer could be said. He's such an incredible human being, such a talented human being. 177 for 5. And this is whipped away from De Granholm onto the leg side for a single. I'm not sure about Beyonce, and I'm not sure about even the supporting actors. I think it's for me the film is sacred, right? It is one of those things that I would have really hoped they didn't touch. And I'm gonna go in and watch it, and I know I'm gonna have like an eyebrow up as soon as I walk into that cinema.
I think they'll do it justice, though.
Well, I don't know. I have very high standards for Lion King. It's not like I'm going to watch a Marvel film where I don't have any standards.
Listen, Disney has been insane. They've made the right decisions.
Well,
Marvel has been insane. I don't think
Yeah.
Disney Studios are going to.
back of the length from Amr.
half-ass it.
Yeah, pulled away, and they'll absolutely. No, that's good ground fielding. Look at Imam Al-Haq. He's been on the boundary for Pakistan throughout this World Cup, and I have to say he's been very good. He's quick to the ball, releases it with one hand, and sometimes keeps the opposition from turning 1s into 2s, as he's just done now against New Zealand. And at this point in the innings, where these two batsmen are set and New Zealand are rocking back into this game, every run is crucial for the Pakistanis. It's going to be a difficult chase, I reckon, even at this stage. A good delivery from Amr, just escorted to short third man, but Point will come around to get it. A series of 1s in this over so far. And a 50 for De Granholm, finally, off 63 deliveries. What an innings it's been, and it's been crucial to this mammoth partnership between Neesham and De Granholm. Before the start of this innings, Pakistan were looking at Williamson and Ross Taylor and Monroe and Guptill, and kind of brushing away New Zealand's all-rounders because they haven't come to the party. But when their country needed them most, when their teams needed them most, they've arrived, and they've done extremely well against a potent bowling attack. De Granholm 50 off 63. Neesham 65 off 93, and Mohammad Amir 1 for 41 in his 7.4. He'd like a couple of wickets here to bring him back to the top of that wicket-taking table of the World Cup. Neesham with a high backlift. Poor from Amir on the pads, and that'll go for 4. That is probably one of the worst deliveries from a Pakistani today, and Neesham has to oblige. And that'll be 8 runs in the over, 1 delivery left. Right, so Lion King's on the cards, Spider-Man's on the cards. I still have to get my...
Star Wars at the end of the year.
Yeah. So I've never ever watched a Star Wars film.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
I'm just not into
You
that.
don't seem like you're a man of culture.
No, not in terms of Star Wars culture. I'm just not involved in that at all. I mean, I appreciate if you like it, you like it. It's cool. I'm not a hater for it, and I can understand the appeal as space science is such a brilliant topic. 184 for 5. Amr now. Beautiful change of pace. Outside off.
Change of pace.
A little bit of soprano action from Suhail on the mic. 5 overs left in this innings. New Zealand are 184 for 5. They probably would have been okay for, to be at this position after they were 44 for 4. So they'll take this, and I think they're going to try, hear me out here, Suhail, to get to 250.
Obviously, they're going to do it. And if they do it, it's Pakistan's game to lose because
because I reckon Santner. I told you he's not one for the long innings. He comes in and he goes at it after, for ball one, and he's one of the we saw when we lost to them 5-0 down under. He's a good 6 hitter. He can hit the long ball
and I
quite
think
well.
His bowling is going to be very important today.
Who's
Santner?
Santner? I reckon the kingpin for New Zealand versus Pakistan with the ball today is going to be Lockie Ferguson. Because we managed to negotiate Stark and Cummins, so I don't think the new ball will be too much of a problem. The Pakistani batsmen are good.
The pitch is going to slow down and grip more.
Yeah.
In the second innings.
And Lockie usually bowls it back at the length. This is played away straight to point. It'll be a dot delivery to start off with for Wahab.
Ali Abbasi saying cancel Musad. Yeah, man, I'm trying to cancel him.
Cancel me for what?
Just fucking Star Wars comment. That's what.
Oh, because I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I don't engage with something, how does that make it bad? How does that make me bad?
Anyway, you're cancelled, so that's it.
Right, folks. I mean, it was a matter of time, so fair enough. At least I'm getting cancelled knowingly.
I thought Khwaja would get cancelled first, but it's you.
On the pads as de Granholm falls over and goes to man at deep square leg, and it'll be just a single. Good death bowling from Pakistan, to be honest. They really haven't given away too many runs here. What else? What is something popular that you don't engage with, Suhail? It's not a conscious decision, by the way. I just didn't.
Something popular I don't engage with.
I think you're pretty good with pop culture. You're pretty well versed. You like all of the good stuff, all of the top stuff, all of the popular stuff.
I hope so. No, I there are some shows.
I'm disconnected with Game of Thrones as well, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know.
There are some shows that people have been telling me to watch, like.
Ooh, good delivery from Wahab. Quicker one this time on the pads. Good length one, and it'll just be a single. Have you watched Justified with Timothy Oliphant?
No.
Yeah, so that's a redneck TV show.
Okay.
It might not be everybody's cup of tea.
Is it on Netflix?
It's not, actually. I used to borrow it off the internet, and
legally.
No, illegally, unfortunately. Don't
say that. Don't change your statement right now. Change your statement right now.
Used to get it legally, I guess. Great show. All about the.
By the way, we've just been shared a meme of Imran Tahir.
Okay, this is wide outside. That'll be a wide delivery from Wahab, giving it away. And I think Sarfraz was so frustrated with that he wanted to review the wide, but he forgot that he already used it to review into the umpire's face like a call to battle. 187 for 5. New Zealand now. This is becoming a score to reckon with for Pakistan. It's not going to be a walk in the park. But they just need one good partnership, folks. They just need one of the top 3 to come to the party today.
So, the meme that has been shared. Can you say it?
Well, do it before the run-up. Or after this over, then.
Okay. Let this ball be bowled. Call it.
Wonderful Yorker from Wahab Riaz. It's played away onto the leg side for a single. Oh, no. Wonderful running as well. They come back for 2.
Bro.
Beautiful from the New Zealand batsmen. They've really stolen 2 here, and it was a slow on the ball there, Shadab, or it should have been just 1, but I guess it's crucial. And my goodness, is Sarfraz letting his fielder know how ridiculous that effort was.
Alright, so the meme that's been shared, it's basically Imran Tahir and he's rushing B.
He's a bit of a niche, a bit of a meta meme for people that played Counter-Strike. 20 years for that game now. What a beautiful game that is. Full toss. Played away onto the pads for, I think, another 2. No, look at that. Much better on the ball. But a much slower shot. A much quicker shot, too. So it'll just be a single. 190 now on the board for New Zealand.
Why is saying Manhoos de Granholm ko bhi aaj hi acha khelna tha? Well, he's always been a pain in our butt. And
listen, it's not a big score. It's really not a big score.
It's big, bro. Ali Abbasi saying, good music, Suhail hates it. Man,
good music?
He thinks I hate good music. Just because I like Coldplay.
I mean, Coldplay.
Yeah, I like Coldplay, but I also like...
I listen, again, Coldplay, something I I'm not a fan of. I don't get engaged with. But I don't think that makes it bad.
Yeah, but I do like other music too. That is like.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You know, people like stuff that I don't like, and I like stuff a lot of people don't like.
What do you like that people don't like?
Like just a lot of weird niche things that people don't like, and I don't think that makes those things better, and I don't think me not liking something makes it worse. In a day in 2019 where every like Tom, Dick, and Harry is putting out content, people are gonna have very varied taste.
You're calling us Tom, Dick, and Harry. We're putting out content.
We're putting out content. You're putting out content. You're putting out content.
I'm putting out content
content
2 times.
Look at that. So like,
a week.
you know, it's whatever. Right? Everybody has their own precise, concise taste, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Because you know, there'll be people that are fans of a sports team, but their music taste will be completely different. Or whereas if you go back in time where content wasn't as accessible, entire cities had the same taste in shit. So it's changed now, which is actually pretty good. It's pretty cool.
Musad, take a stand. Fucking take a stand, bro.
You want me to take a stand?
Take a stand against. Like,
You want me to call out something that somebody else likes? How am I?
really
Oh, big shot from Nisham for 6. Wow,
sake.
Jimmy Nisham resembling Jimmy Neutron here this time over mid wicket
my God.
for half a dozen. No, see, I like that show. Are you gonna cancel me for that
Jimmy
too?
Neutron?
Yeah,
I mean, I watched it as a kid. I don't.
I remember I enjoyed it as a kid too. Yeah, I don't log on to Cartoon Network now to watch it.
Yeah, Ali is saying basically dislike something with your chest, like something you absolutely hate.
What
people-
do I hate? I hate music that doesn't like the like house music. I hate it.
Yeah, I hate that too.
I hate my house
Makes
music.
no sense to me.
I
It's just a way for people to
yeah.
enjoy. On a trip, I guess, on an acid trip.
Yeah, I mean, it's again in the air, and there's nobody there, so Jimmy Neesham's safe again. The man at mid on was pushed to long on.
That has been Amir's first 6 since 300.
Yeah, 314 deliveries. So kudos to Jimmy Neesham to have the balls to go after him. Hashtag be a
You
shot.
don't like house music.
Don't like house music. What else don't I like? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really hate it. Too many things. I don't like Man United, but that's part of being a Chelsea
But then
fan.
you also like Chelsea.
Yeah,
then,
so it's whatever.
That's a questionable.
Because it's inverse, right? It's an inverse. Like that's how it works.
So I was just trying to be a nice guy, thinking, oh, one love, I love everything, respect.
One love
to
everything,
all,
bro.
all people with all kind of tests and everything.
You gotta do that. You
Nah,
gotta.
fuck that.
There's this person I met who likes South African music, and they played it for me, and it didn't make any sense to me, and I frankly would have never listened to anything of the sort. But hey, if you like it, you like it.
Okay, but house music though.
Yeah. Also, I don't understand. Well, I think that's just me not understanding. I don't understand a lot of paintings.
Paintings.
Yeah, I'm bad with paintings. 199 for 5. I went to the Louvre. Oh, slapped away from the Grand Home. There's nobody at long. Oh, well, there is a long off in place, but I was hit so hard. My goodness, I think Pakistan are being batted out of this game, folks. 203 for 5. This partnership has swollen into a tumor into Pakistan's back. God forbid. 203 for 5. Amir's being slapped around by the Grand Home. Those cutters are not working today. If you read that Osman Samiuddin article about Amir the cricket nerd, you'd read about his transformation and how much he loves his art.
I still have to read that article.
Yeah.
Yo, someone's dropping coins here.
Look at that. It's just raining money here at August Place. Smashed away, but this time long off. We'll get around to it. It'll just be a single. The Grand Home moves to 59. Jimmy Neesham is eyeing up an elusive World Cup 100 against the Mighty Greens. Do you think Pakistan have let it slip a bit? They've Liverpooled this?
They've completely bottled. They were 88, 85 for 5, and now they're.
Yeah, but you gotta. The opposition here is here to play. Look at that third.
Well, when your opposition's best batsman is back in the pavilion in the first 85 runs.
But you can't really fault
You
the
can't-
captaincy either, right?
you
Because
can't
it's been
fault
aggressive
captaincy,
and
but they have
field
been
positioning is
complacent
aggressive.
with their
and
bowling, with the
fielding has
lines.
been poor a little bit.
Yeah. Babar
Well, there's an
Azam.
umbrella of fielders on the leg side here. This is a full delivery from Amir to Neesham. It'll just be a single.
Again, this is like a story of Pakistan cricket in tournaments where they peak too fast, too soon,
Yeah.
and the same way in the games they peak too soon in the game. They should
You
have peaked a
feel
little
so.
bit
I
later.
think just hang in there. It's just going to require one little partnership for Pakistan to to make use of this good bowling effort. I still think is a decent bowling effort from.
The Palajani saying batted out by. This is perfect for Imam to drop anchor. Yes, it is perfect, but that is if Imam drops anchor. There's a lot of ifs and buts.
True. Well, beautiful delivery this time from Amr. Actually, poor delivery from Amr.
Four.
Oh my goodness, that is
Flicked
probably the worst over Amr has bowled at this World Cup. That is so many numbers, so many runs coming off those 6 deliveries that I didn't even catch it. It's just a horrendous over, and I think, like I said, they're gonna go for that 250.
Ali Abbas is saying premature peaking. Yes, that is when you spit out pan too soon.
Wow. There's a pun that I didn't see coming.
यार गर्मी हो रही है यार स्टूडियो में Mr. Agha Zanfar. It's getting hot in here. Very hot, fam.
209 for 5. So Frost cutting a sorry
Thank
picture
you.
here. He's upset with how far this partnership has taken New Zealand, how well this innings has developed. Mickey looking a lot more content than he usually does in that
I
balcony.
think he's content with this.
4.5 runs and over right now, that run rate. Pulled away from Jimmy into the leg side, and it's going to bisect the 2 fielders for. Oh! That is a poor effort, actually, because the two should have combined to cut it away. But one of them is just parried away onto the rope. Wahab will start off by giving away a boundary. The ground fielding, except for Imam Al-Haq, has been, again, ordinary from Pakistan, and now the runs have started to flow. Yeah, that should have been cut off. Really should have been cut off from Fakhr. And that 250 mark. They're getting closer to it, New Zealand. And they're not going to mind bowling to that with 30 overs of mean pace between Trent Bolt, Matt Henry. Oh, that's going to be an O-ball, I think, from
No,
Wahab.
fine. That was a
little bit of a glimpse of the umpire. No, it's below the waist. Yeah, 30 overs between Matt Henry, Trent Bolt, and Lockie Ferguson. That is going to be very difficult for Pakistan to deal with. Plenty of runs on the board here, and they're going to feel like the momentum has been shifted.
It's going to be purely about survival.
Because again, if you started the innings and you said, okay, New Zealand are going to get 250, I'll be like, I'm going to take it. But from 44 for 4 or 80 for 5.
And knowing what the pitch can do for the bowlers.
Yeah, but, the pick of the bowlers for Pakistan has been Shaheen Afridi. And he's actually used his angle as a left armer rather than what the pitch has offered. So I think if Pakistan applied themselves here, there's enough on this pitch for the batting to work in their favor. 83 not out versus Pakistan. Listen, if you want to become a batting hero, you come out and bat against Pakistan. We'll make it happen for you. Aaron Finch, completely out of form, got 200s against Pakistan against Pakistan in the UAE, and now Jimmy Neesham, who really needed some runs on the board, and has come out to score one of the great World Cup innings. Oh, beautiful slow delivery, nice change of pace from Wahab.
Change of pace.
And it's just played down to third man. I think this will be a run out. Yes, it is.
Gone.
Oh, I think he's in.
He's gone.
Oh, he's in. That is awful from Pakistan. They were just falling asleep in the
Third
field.
umpire.
Oh, that's poor.
Is that the ground home?
If that's not out, that's going to be poor.
Stat attack from Ajay Kumar is saying first time Colin de Grandhomme has faced more than 60 balls in an innings. First time ever.
Wow. Oh, it's out now? It's comfortably out. I don't know why I thought that was close. Aleem Dar would have given that away in his sleep. Aleem Dar, he has this
Aleem Dar would have looked the other way.
resistance. He has this resistance to go upstairs. By the way, have you noticed?
Aleem Dar would have looked the other way and given that out.
Towards the end of the innings, I've seen him in India games because he facilitates a lot of those. Yeah. Last ball of the delivery, and there's a run out, and he doesn't go upstairs. He just gives it out. I'm like, bro, you don't want to do this.
Virat Kohli was quite upset at him, wasn't he?
Well, he wasn't upset at him. I think he was just appealing with a lot of ferocity.
Yeah,
because
he
I
got
know
fined for that.
He did, and I think him. By the way, him and Aleem are fairly close.
Best friends.
Not best friends, but I think
buddies, buddies.
I think they know each other fairly well off the
Neighbors.
pitch. Yeah, they play a little bit of
Bros.
ping pong together.
Bros.
Apparently.
Jiggers.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with the jiggers.
Ping pong.
Yeah.
Right.
A little bit of table tennis, a little bit of TT action. Right then, New Zealand now, they found themselves in a position that they wouldn't mind being if you had offered it to them 20 overs ago, or as soon as Williamson had got out. That was such a huge wicket.
Any
250.
update on Khwaja's arrival?
We don't have any update on Khwaja's arrival as of yet.
Innings break.
Right, so he'll join us for the chase, as will Ahmed Hassan. It'll just be them two, as I have to run to a work event, and I'll sprint right back.
Pick your grandparents up also?
No, they're
They've already picked.
They've been already picked up, so we're good. I'm a man with many talents. I drive and I do commentary. 215 for 6. Wahab Riaz, it was a good change of pace that actually brought off the wicket, because New Zealand were desperate for runs and are desperate for runs, and
Which one do you do better?
good throw. I don't know yet. I think we'll have to.
I know which one it is. Commentary. You definitely don't drive good.
And it's not because I'm an exceptional commentator. It's just because I'm a really poor driver. Outside off, as this is just defended onto the offside for a single. Nisham 83 off 103. Santner 1 off 1. 216 for 6. Take a look at the real-time replay. It kind of this entire sequence of events was happening in slow motion. New Zealand, yes, no about the double, and de Granholm committed to it. Dived well in time too, but a good collect from Sarfraz Ahmed to inflict the run out.
Sarfraz should have been behind the stumps at that point, though.
Well,
He really
yeah,
should have
so
been. He's been he's a bit slow when it
that's a
comes
good point. Yorker from
to
Wahab.
going up to the stumps.
That's a good point that you make. Yeah, it's kept out onto the offside for a single. This is good death bowling from Wahab. After the boundary, he's been fairly quiet. 2 overs left in the tank. New Zealand are 217 for the loss of 6 wickets, and I think Mohamed Amir and Mohamed Amir and Wahab Riaz will close out this innings. Shaheen has exhausted his quota. He's taken away 3 wickets. Done pretty well.
Hello, Art Wendley 64. Palajani is on, Ajay Kumar is on, Wise is on, Ali Abasi is on, I think. How's YouTube going? Check YouTube. You're looking at memes. You're laughing in your phone.
I'm not looking at memes. I'm looking at Ahmed Hassan, who's Snapchatted me a dodgy looking photo of Assad.
Oh.
We'll get back to that in due
Was
time.
Assad-
217 for 6.
Was he with a friend?
I reckon he was. His left arm pace from Amir. This is much more like it from him. Supreme Yorker that has been kept out from Jimmy Neesham.
I mean, if you're listening, please go harass Assad.
Yes, please do. We would love a little bit of that action. Tell me about, because you're a Twitter maestro. You like your social media, Sir
I
Phil.
like my tweets.
You like your tweets. You do a good job of some original tweets as well as I like what you retweet as well. Tell me about Jimmy Neesham. He's probably the most prolific tweeter in the cricket.
Yeah, he's been quite active actually.
And for a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah. I like this new the youngsters, the new youngsters in cricket.
Yeah.
They're more active on social media.
Yeah.
Especially when they do engage with the fans.
It's nice. It's very nice.
It's a lot nicer, compared to having no clue about
like the old days. Yeah. Driven away to long off for a single. Mohamed Amir 218 for 6 now. New Zealand. Mohamed Amir bowling well in this last over, keeping it full and straight, which is exactly what the doctor ordered here for Pakistan. Yeah, but Jimmy's exceptional in that sense that he's funny. He can really have a go at himself as well, and doesn't take things too seriously. We know a certain brand of English cricketer that takes himself too seriously.
You gotta be specific. There's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, that's true. That is actually a good point. The new age English cricketer is actually pretty fun on Twitter. Flicked away a poor delivery from Amir, the first of the over that's been ordinary, but there's a man from square leg that'll get around to find like Imam al-Haq, and they'll just take a couple.
By the way, we got a couple of likes from Sheldon Cottrell.
Oh yes.
On our
who right now
Twitter.
is my favorite non-Pakistani cricketer. I just love his energy. Brilliant celebration that a lot of the kids and a lot of people at the World Cup have embraced, and he's carrying that West Indies bowling attack.
I guess you can say change of pace is approved by Sheldon Cottrell.
Endorsed by
endorsed.
the man himself. The salute.
Yeah.
I think he's also done his time with his country's navy or of the sort. I can't really put my finger on it, but there is a story there too. Look at that partnership for the sixth wicket. What a phenomenal effort from these batsmen. And you were right, Sir. Sandner is batting with his glasses. I don't think he bowls with his glasses, though. Full delivery, and it'll be played down to fine light. Look at that, Sandner. Good shape on the bat.
He wears contact lenses then.
I guess so. I think Virat also wears his contacts during his cricket.
Well, something Virat and I have in common.
There you go.
Yeah.
That and many other things, I guess.
Art Vandelay saying last time I saw the score it was 83 for 5. Yes, well.
Art Vandelay. Goodness me, you've been away for a while, haven't you, mate? Because New Zealand have taken control of this innings, 2-2-1 for 6 after 48.4 overs. If you're joining us for the first time, we are Change of Pace Live. We cover Pakistan cricket because we have a death wish to do so, and we're going to continue doing so for the rest of this World Cup, regardless of what this match results to be. As Mohammad Amr steaming in for this 5th delivery, and his penultimate one, Sarfraz, with his first mistake of the day. That I think will yield into a single. Has it? It has, yeah, one by. Poor from Sarfraz. You know, I feel like Sarfraz is like that superhero that is, I don't know, you're a superhero expert. That superhero that's energy comes from like people. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because I feel like when the team is doing well, he's like an exceptional keeper. No. Like he needs this positive energy around him to do well. Because every time his bowlers are doing well, he just lifts the team. Oh wow, Amr, very smart, following Santner onto the leg side, slow bouncer, and that's.
I think that superhero reference might be out of my expertise.
Maybe I'm just making it up. Maybe I should be
Ali
writing
Abasi knows more about that.
Ali, if Ali's tuning in, there's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just making it up, but there's that superhero that's like, his power is sourced through the people and shit like that. But
Black Panther has a suit where if he gets hit, the suit absorbs most of the kinetic energy and he then gives it out a lot more.
Oh, okay.
That's basically absorbing negative energy.
Yeah, right. But that's the
energy.
science of it.
That's
right?
the science. So I mean, you could say the same thing. He's taken a lot of stick
Yeah.
in the past few games, you know.
Good news
and
is
he's turned it around. And
Sarfraz, yeah, he's doing well tonight. He's putting in the hard yards. Just that one mistake.
Musal is taking a washroom break, so I'm alone on the mic. Oh shit! I'm gonna start panicking now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Art Vandalay is saying, I was telling my dad how good Kane Williamson is. The next ball he gets out. यार आर्ट वैंडले बता दो कि सैंटनर भी अच्छा प्लेयर है और नीशम भी अच्छा प्लेयर है ताकि ये दोनों भी आउट हो जाएं और अगर आपने माइक पे आना है कुछ कहना है तो बता दो ओके नो just me, that's fine. 24 for 6 in the last over. Wahab is on. Wahab has bowled 9 overs. He's gone for 42 runs. No wicket for him today, but hopefully he can control the flow of runs in the last over. Full toss and he's hit it on the leg side. Could be out, it's close. No. A bit slow in the field there, Fakhar Zaman. Musad's back from his little latrine break.
A little water closet action. 2-2-6 for 6. Final 4 deliveries of this innings, and it's been a good comeback from New Zealand. You have to give credit where it's due. That man on your screen, and right now Jimmy Neesham. Wonderful Yorker from Wahab, doesn't hit it back because they would have stolen a single. A little bit of eye-to-eye action too between Wahab and Neesham.
Giving eyes only.
Giving eyes only. I'm sure that's from somewhere too, Sergio.
No, I've just...
You just made that up.
Nice.
Nice.
Ali Abasi saying, powered by the belief of people, the more belief, the more power. This is sounding more divine than comics.
Oh wow. Might just be
Damn, son.
Might just be a People's Party politician doing Petey Fakiri on the side.
Oh yes.
2-2-6 for 6. 3 deliveries left. A wonderful shot from Jimmy Neesham, and it's really not a bad delivery from Wahab. Right outside off, and the attempted double has been swatted away. Oh, poor.
Oh, come
poor.
on, lads.
Pakistan poor in the field. I don't know how many times I've said that this World Cup, but it's happening. A couple runs taken there between Neesham and Santner, but more importantly, because of that double, it puts Neesham back on strike. I think Imam really should have held the ball. He shouldn't have thrown that way, and there was no backup for Wahab either.
This is really going to affect the morale of the team. You know, ending the innings like this.
Yeah.
And they really needed that good.
Oh, you're right, and Pakistan are that kind of team. You know, when things are clicking, they like to take the momentum forward. They use their mental prowess and their body language. If it's clicking, it's working. And I hope they don't carry that over into the next 50 overs. Even though Jimmy Neesham is, what an exceptional job. A 2-6 here for Jimmy, and he'll get 100.
Why would you tell him that?
I don't know. I like Jimmy, and that's not a wide. That is not a wide.
He's giving it.
I reckon that was inside the line, but the umpire obviously has different ideas, and this over is now being prolonged by extras. It's been so far so good. Just 6 coming off the 4 deliveries for the last over. That's not bad at all.
I reckon they should have used Wahab a lot earlier today instead of later in the over.
The theory behind that is that he gets better with the older ball.
Yes, he does, but maybe on this pitch it would have been nicer,
Yeah,
considering how Shaheen and Amir bowled in the start.
that is a good point. Maybe the spinners are
Yeah, spinners
in the air, and I think he might be taken in the deep. No, he's hit it over the man at mid-off, and the man at long on will collect. I think both of them were
Look at
questioning.
Sarfraz. Why is he still standing back there?
Yeah, I reckon he should have come in closer, but
Gotta be on the stumps whenever the ball's out in the outfield.
no damage done. Just a couple taken. New Zealand 231 for 6.
Art Vandale Khwaja is on his way. He'll join us for the second innings. Ali Bas is saying Goku in Dragon Ball Z has been known to take a bit of life energy from people on the planet to strengthen up. It's
Well,
called
maybe Sarfraz is a
Goku Spirit Bomb.
Pakistani Goku. Oh, that's another thing I don't.
Pakistani
No,
Goku.
Dragon Ball Z. I've never watched that.
Yeah, I never watched that either.
Yeah, so there you go. There's one popular thing you don't like, or you don't engage with.
I was a Pokemon fan.
I like Pokemon, yeah.
fan.
Pokemon's great. Pull away into the
Oh,
deep, and I think
that's
that'll be
6.
half a dozen for Nisham.
That's a 6. He's ended the innings with a 6.
Look at that, Sohail. The thing what you mentioned about the momentum flaying away
that's
from the
horrible.
Pakistanis, that's exactly what's happened here.
That's gonna put a dent in us.
Yeah, that
Horrible
is
dent.
237 for 6 as Nisham ends one of the great innings from a New Zealander at the World Cup. He's ended up with 90 plus runs here, and he's propelled New Zealand to a score that they won't be comfortable defending, but they have enough to bowl to. 237. 238 to win for Pakistan in 50 overs. Jimmy Neesham, the highlight for New Zealand. Shaheen Afridi, the highlight for Pakistan. We're going to be back for the chase with Ahmed Hassan and Ahmed Khwaja, with Sohail on the memes as usual. Until then, hang in there. Keep the energy positive.